Voted by you, this top 10 list has won. For the sake of having a varied list, no melee weapons are allowed. Let's dive right into it. Number 10. The Razorback. This is just such a selfish weapon because it prevents one death from you, whereas you should just be aware of your surroundings. This thing doesn't even have upgrades to recharge it faster or do anything. No upgrades, no nothing. And to sacrifice a whole weapon slot just for one backstab prevention? No. You should be aware of your surroundings and taking care of the spies when they pop up. So, instead of that, use either Girardi to give everybody mini crits, or use the Cleaner's Carbine to give yourself mini crits to shred tanks apart with your Bushwhacker. Number 9. Manmelter. This thing either has a hidden stat that doesn't allow you to fire it fast, because even when fully upgraded for increased firing speed, it still doesn't fire fast. Plus, your team often enough is not on fire for you to gather crits. So if you want to go Flare Pyro, compare these two speeds and you will see you're better off just getting the default Flare, but you're even better off of going a more serious class, because Flare Pyro often gets you kicked and it is not really appreciated. Number 8. The Babyfaces Blaster. This weapon's gimmick is that if you damage things, you move faster, but if you double jump or get damaged, you lose this boost. And judging by how even falling damage, afterburn, and one crit from a melee weapon could completely drain you, I would say that this weapon's perks for any that it gives is not worth it. As a scout in MvM, your mobility is important. Your double jump will often save you and jump over robots to gather money, which is your job. So for a weapon to punish you for double jumping is not a good weapon in my book. Number 7. The Airstrike base jumper combo. I'm aware that a lot of people actually like this loadout, but it is not practical even in the slightest. You have to stay at very long range and sort of snipe your enemies with rockets that do decreased explosion radius. This makes this weapon very tricky, and instead of giving your entire team mini crits when they're near you, you sacrifice a slot to make up for your primary's lack of firing speed, and it does less damage. Honestly, you're just better off getting with the normal rocket launcher or the black box, because this weapon, this combo is just not worth it in my book. Often enough you find yourself being either sniped off, being rapid fired down by rockets, crit rockets, or even bullets from a heavy that just constantly fire at you. It is just not worth it. Number 6. The Brass Beast. Oh boy, this one might cause a shitstorm because for some reason some people use it. I just don't see the viability of this weapon because it makes you so slow. Whereas with the default minigun and Tomislav, you're at least allowed to move around and accurately shoot. But with this thing, no, you are so slow. Also with your spin-up time, often enough I find myself being killed while trying to jump into battle, whereas normally with the normal spin-up time, or faster with the Tomislav, I easily wipe anything off of the face of the earth. But this thing, it is just too slow for me, and the payoff that it gives with the extra damage, it is not worth it. I would much rather stick to default or Tomislav. Number 5. The Eureka Effect. Oh boy, this wrench really is useless, isn't it? In mid-battle, if your buildings ever go down, you can count on it that it's gonna take ages to build them up. Because with your swing speed, you'd expect it to get it up a lot faster. Well, with the default wrench, you can get a building up very quickly. But with this thing, oh my god, it is near impossible to get a sentry up in time. Often enough, I find it that the rare occasions that my buildings do get destroyed, I want to be able to build them up as fast as I can, sometimes even switching to the Jag if I have an incompetent team. But the Eureka Effect, I just can never find a use for in MvM. Maybe somewhere else it's useful, but over here, often enough, it just... If I need to build me up a building, this thing cannot keep up with what I need. Number 4. Every spy watch except the Deadringer. Honestly, I don't see the need to sneak up on robots, since you can pretty much just disguise in front of their face. They will stare at you for 2 to 3 seconds, then turn around as if they trust you all of a sudden. The robot's AI is obviously kinda stupid. If you ever need to escape, you simply pop your Deadringer, retreat, have your health regen pick you up, and bam, you never need to actually get a medic, need a dispenser, maybe if you're firing a revolver, or anything. You're a very self-sufficient. Sneaking up on robots just doesn't seem worth it, because you can easily escape with the Deadringer, disguise yourself while you're Deadringering, and everybody believes you're disguised. Honestly, robots are not that smart in this game mode. Use it to your advantage. Number 3. Full-on demo night. Oh boy. What do you get when you exchange all of your long range and trapping skills to make one devastating explosion to take out giant medics, demos, soldiers, just about anything in one shot? And you exchange it for something that is close range, unreliable, fast, and can only take out small robots, because anything that is large will just look down at you, fire a little bit, and you are dead. Then you get the Demo Night. A very close range, high risk versus little reward, because the damage that you do on robots it's okay. Never having to reload and doing all the damage that you do, which is 130 fully upgraded, and with maximum swing speed you can attack pretty fast. But the ending results put you constantly at risk of dying. If there is no scout that throws mad milk or medic very near you, you are going to die rather quickly. So you're better off just sticky trapping, or if you really want to go for a sort of demo night thing, go cannon night. Because the loose cannon is able to push away robots, so you can even occasionally reset the bomb. But other than that, just go for the Scottish resistance. In the long run, mastering the Scottish resistance for man versus machine makes you able to carry entire tours. It is so easy. The explosions you can make with just one load of 14 sticky bombs. It's able to one-shot pretty much everything. Besides some major bosses with these extended health bars. But you will still do a lot of damage if you cluster them together and explode them just under his feet. In other words, don't go for Demo Night. Number 2. The Bunk and Cleave combo. Why do I see people use this? It is not good. Honestly, you use 2 slots to get one effect. Granted, the ball marks for death as well, but the Fan of War does the same thing, and you don't have to put any money into it for it to work that way. The Bunk and Cleave just doesn't work. Trying it on a big robot, since you only get the crits when you stun them, it's not worth it. Because the bleeding effect afterwards isn't that much to begin with, crit or not. It is very clunky to use and it requires cooldowns. As a scout, your job is gathering money, and the cleaver spot should be reserved for the Mad Milk, because it keeps your team alive. A scout can even replace a medic at some point, because everybody can just heal off of the Mad Milk. Plus the Mad Milk slows your targets, which is very good. Honestly, the amount of times I've seen a giant scout get shut down just by being Mad Milked is amazing. it is not worth it to replace it for the guillotine. Because you do a little bit of damage instead of a whole lot of healing. And the absolute worst weapon for MvM is the Vaccinator. The amount of power that a crit scree can bring to your team is not to be underestimated, ever. And as a medic, your job, much like in real life, is to prevent death, not correct it. In order for the Vaccinator to be useful, you need to have your teammates die to instantly revive them through one uber charge. Maybe it's useful when you have some first-time MvM people and you want to keep them up as long as possible and get them back up as quickly as possible, but you're better off training in normal boot camp to get a feel of MvM rather than having to make up for it with the Vaccinator to revive you. No, the Vaccinator is a bad weapon. Arguably even in PvP. The Vaccinator is bad because the resistances are unnecessary. The classes themselves can buy upgrades to get themselves a little bit of resistance, and you can deploy crits on them to melt down tanks way faster, melt down some combos. Just honestly, the crits are so powerful. It is the only medigun that I use. Sometimes I see people use Uber, and I also wouldn't recommend that. Kritzkrieg is the only way to go. And this weapon, and that is why this weapon is my #1 worst pick for MvM. So what is your opinion? What do you think? Any weapons that I missed? Please try to remember that melees are excluded completely, except for Demo Knight, since that's a whole different playstyle. Comment them below and any feedback, and I will speak to you all in the next top 10. Yersters, thank you for this awesome donation. Not just the unusual, but the rest that you donated as well. It is very much appreciated, and soon I will give back to the community with an unusual of my own.
Have you all wondered what it's like pocketing Teemo while you're in the call with him? Well, in case you ever wondered, this is what it looks like.
Easy game, give me all the kills, feed
Oh, help me!
feed more daddy.
Okay, open your mouth.